It's going to get weird. Yeah, so just prepare yourself. It's going to get really fucking weird.
In 5, 4, 3, 2.
This is the React Attack Podcast.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the React Attack Podcast. How is everybody doing tonight? Hopefully you all are doing well. It is good to see every single one of you guys in the chat. Let's see who is in the chat. Nope, we got people here, but nobody said anything. Say hi, guys. Very excited about this episode. This is somebody who I wanted to have on for a while, but they were real busy doing tour shit. So, and we're going to talk a little bit about that experience with the tour and the aftermath of the tour. And, you know, maybe this individual can give us some pointers on how to get through a tour, possibly. Of course, we got Creek Squad Party Bus in the house. Yo, what's going on, Creek Squad Party Bus? But before we dive into, we got Creeker Cat here. What's going on? How are you doing, Creeker Cat? It's good to see you. Good to see you. Very exciting show tonight. But before we get our guest on here, we got to bring on our host, our co-host of the show, the man with the plan. He's really the guy that holds this whole fucking glue together. I mean, he is the glue. Let's be honest, guys, because if I was running this shit, nothing would ever fucking get done. But with that being said, guys, you know who he is. That's right, Cardiac Kid. Sorry, I just hit the bowl. What's up, Cardiac Kid?
What's going on, man?
How the hell are you doing, Skin?
I'm doing great today, man. How about yourself?
Man, I'm doing fucking fantastic. The weather was beautiful today, man. I had to go into the city twice, but it's all good, man. I ain't mad at it, bro. I enjoy the country drive into the city, especially when you can do it stoned. It's my favorite.
Dude, I was out doing deliveries today, and I asked the wife, I said, "You just want to be done for the day?" She's like, "Oh yeah." So we came home. Literally 30 minutes later, it started storming. I'm like,
really?
Good thing we called it when we did.
Look at that, baby. Divine intervention, my friend. Divine intervention, to say the least.
Yes.
No, dude, that's freaking cool, man. I'm glad that you were able to get home before that storm hit and shit. Yo, what's up, Patrick West? How are you doing, man? It's good to see you. Good to see you here. I'm glad you're here. So, man, we got a guest today.
Yes.
Kind of a special guest, I think.
Yes.
I think this person can provide some insight on how to survive an Upchurch tour, because what we heard and what we know of the past, they get kind of fucking wild. Am I right?
Yeah, you are correct there on that one.
So real quick, before we bring our guest on, what was like the wildest thing you saw at a show before this tour?
Dude, I don't know. There's just been, there was just a couple of fights, but that's about it. I didn't see anything too wild, to be honest.
No, nothing too wild. Well,
no.
maybe you were just being like, sitting in the back chilling. There's always crazy shit that happens at an Upchurch show.
Yeah.
At least everyone that I've been to. And we're going to talk a little bit about that because Ty was there for one of the experiences that we're going to talk about.
All right.
I guess I already mentioned, I already said his name, even though it's on the freaking thumbnail. Kai, Sunday Fun Day. Yeah, it's Fun Day because we don't have to fucking work tomorrow. Let's go, baby. Let's go. With that being said, we might as well just dive into this conversation with our guest, guys. You guys know him. Tie-dye, baby. Let's go.
I am the one you need to watch for. I am the one who feels the day gone. I am a danger to myself, so don't go poking me. Let's go check somebody else. Man hands smashed 1,000 scars deep. Baptized brown water from small creeks. Walk on fire, but I'm bathing in ashes. Yeah, I ain't shit, but right now I feel like dirty.
Hell yeah, dude. There is nothing better than to see the smile on everybody's face when they get to see the intro, man.
That's sick, man.
Ty, how are you doing, man? How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Watching that, I got all the memories flooding back right now. I'm like, oh man, dude, so much.
Dude, that's
much happened this year.
That's what it's all about, man, is having, the ability to kind of look back and reminisce on where you've been and the experience. I think 2024 for a lot of us has been an unbelievable year when it comes to progression of career, progression of hobby, progression of passion. And, I've been saying it since the beginning of the year, man. This is the year that the snakes are going to get exposed and the good people are going to succeed. And so far, everything that I've said has come to pass, man. And so riding Upchurch, man, you're guitaring for him. You go on tour, man. Kind of give us the breakdown from like the beginning of like when you get the phone call or how you find out that Church is even looking for guitar, because he's had guitar players in the past. So give us the breakdown, man.
Yeah, I can do that. So before all this started happening, I was a carpenter for a contractor back home. And so in between Christmas and New Year's Eve, I love to take that whole week. Whether I got the days or not, whether I'm going to be paid or not.
My man.
It's a good reset for me. I don't know. I think that's just programmed from school and having Christmas break off.
And who doesn't love Christmas break, dude? Like, come on.
Dude,
Give me
I mean, why are we working? Why are you working during that time? Why is anybody working? Why is anybody going out doing anything? You need to be just relaxing, getting your head on your shoulders, preparing for the next year. That's what I always do.
Yes.
That too,
family.
Enjoying your family. That's kind of a given, but yes.
Right.
It's not a given for everybody these days. It's kind of it's the bad thing. But anyways, so I'm sitting on my couch though, just relaxing, preparing for the year. Just I was really busy, especially with my contractor. I've been moved into a maintenance and repair department and everything. So we just do everything.
You were just constantly
just jobs after jobs. It could, it could be changing light bulbs, and then it could be a full on just redo this deck, in the middle of winter. Stupid stuff. And I get this text message from a local sound guy that he's been like my mentor for like 10 years. He's like, hey, Upchurch needs a guitar player.
So does he know Upchurch, or is it like through the grapevine that he hears this?
It's the grapevine, man. It's the right way. It's
That's awesome.
Hell yeah, dude.
So our lighting director, I've known him since he had a 10-foot lighting truss that was his. I think I was 18 when I met him. He's playing thrash metal, and he's watched me this whole time, from a distance. Since then, so that was like 2012 when we met each other, I think. Maybe,
so about
maybe 2011, maybe.
Ago.
I don't know. 2011 maybe. And he became Ryan's LD about 5-6 years ago or something like that. Ryan just saw him at a festival or something like that. Was like, I need them lights. Nate handed him his card.
Isn't that crazy how that
and
works out, dude?
So
That is
I've
awesome.
known that Nate's been doing that big stuff, you know. When he had his first huge municipal show in Nashville, the one that had the catwalk and the barn and all that. I was hearing, you know, all about it. Like, dude, this production is huge. This is crazy. You wouldn't believe it, and it's all independent, you know. It's all on him, and so I never once though thought that I was gonna get a call for this at all. And then, you know, there just been, you know, talks of, look at Nate go, he's doing his thing at the highest that he can do at highest level and
So let me ask
everything.
this: when you say that, when you said that you were doing stuff at the highest, is this like your day job that you were doing, or was this were you playing out? Like, what were you doing music wise while you were doing your contracting job?
Oh, well, I've always been doing music, and then just whatever job that keeps me alive. Usually it's working with my hands.
Amen to that. Yeah.
But I've had several bands I've been in. You know, you got your high school bands, right?
Yeah.
The one that makes it out of high school.
The,
That kind of
high school bands are fun though, right?
Oh yeah, oh
Hell
yeah. You know, I had a weird circumstance where I had a high school friend band, and then I joined a band with friends that were my dad's friends, older guys, but it was their first time playing music too, and doing a band thing, and we
Nice.
wrote thrash metal music. Back then, we still had a radio station that was willing to play local
Oh,
music
sweet.
and stuff. We hit #1 on that for like months
That's
for that
awesome,
thrash
dude.
metal band. That band's called Dysfunctional Family. You can go listen to them right now. They're actually recording
Oh shit, hell
and
yeah.
putting out new music at this point. Those guys are
That's
awesome. They
awesome.
got another young guitar player with them, who's a killer guitar player. And I mean, so that's where I got my start writing and getting in the studio. And then when I got in the studio, I met actually the guy that I've played music with for a long time as well, Kevin Wasmer from Enamel. Enamel's a hard rock band. Go check them out. We've got an album that I'm on called Half Mast Nation.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Little tiny thing about that Half Mast Nation. That's a problem when the flag's at half mast every single day. It's like, what does this even mean
Oh,
anymore?
I see.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Right up my
and
alley, baby.
it's pretty cool. It's a great album. We have a song on there that's got a whole carillon. I don't know if you know what those are. We have one in town. It's a building with bells, and a carillonier. They play it.
Okay.
It's a crazy instrument.
I've never seen that
But
before. I have to
No,
check that out.
I've never seen one, never heard of one before. That's
so
wild.
I got those bands. You know, I had a band coming out of high school that a group of guys that I'm still best friends with to this day. Actually, my buddy Zach Fetter, who I just went and saw at the DuQuoin State Fair last night. He's got an amazing country band at this point. You can go check him out. And then I joined a country band in fall of 2018 called Lick Creek.
That's an interesting contrast. We're
Yeah,
thrash metal to country music, baby.
Well, you know, here's the thing. In between all of this, you know, my town, little information about my town, and you know, kind of little grapevine type of thing. You know, why I know so many people at this point in the music realm or whatever. We basically have a smaller scale weekend version of what happens on Broadway down in Nashville.
Okay.
There's cover bands all the time. It is not as big as it was when I first entered the scene. When I first entered the scene, man, it was just awesome. You could see so many different bands all the time playing all kinds of different music. And then there was tons of open mics. There still is a lot of open mics. So
It's kind of how it was when I lived in Austin,
it,
where it's like if you wanted to see hip hop
yeah,
at 3:30 in the morning, it was somewhere that was doing it.
yeah, and we've got open mics that do bands and have let guys doing hip hop come on, bring their tracks with them. It's yeah, it's just a great scene. So basically, I've played in cover bands as well. Nearly, I think that's kind of the circuit you have to run around here. You know, we were playing 3 to 4 hour shows if you want to make money, and if you really want to make money, you better be running your own sound. So
I
you're
heard,
showing up.
I
You're
heard
showing
that.
up about 4 hours before the gig to set up your own stuff.
I was gonna
And
say
then
I've heard that there are artists down there that will literally run from bar to bar, playing shows if they can.
I think Molly, man, because the way they have it set up down there, you bring what you need for your kit, and most places have a kit. So that's definitely something musicians can take advantage of down there. Being able to set up 2 gigs in one day or one night, playing the evening and then the late show or whatever somewhere down there. That stuff's crazy. And I hear about, bands way back in the day. Like I'm talking about that sound guy who sent me the message, he's been doing it since the 60s, and heavily through the 70s and till now, doing sound. Back in the 80s and 90s, it was still a thing where cover bands could set up on like a Wednesday and play in the same place for different people every single night
Oh,
until Saturday,
wow, that's
That's
cool.
and
insane.
they were making a living just being
Right.
cover bands and stuff. And yeah, I mean, the thing that's going on right now that's tough is like, there's just so much to do. I mean, like right now, how many people are watching us or wanting to play video games or watch
Right.
somebody play video games, or
Right.
they do
right.
want to go out and they want to see something. There's so much so many forms of entertainment to engage with, and people are, the pie is sliced so
Well, let me
much.
ask
So
you
I
this.
think that's the decline of music, like
I was-
live like that.
I was just going to ask you, what are your views on that? Do you think it's a good thing that we have access to so many, I guess, perceived options, if you want to kind of go into a deeper conversation, but the amount of perceived options that we have to like how it used to be where you could go out dancing, you could go to a show, you could go to a movie, maybe grab a bite to eat, right? Like there wasn't a whole lot of stuff that you could do, but
No
you found
skating.
joy in the few things that you did. Whereas now it's like, oh, we could go hear the same cover song by 5 different bands, at these different bars. So tell me a little bit more of your thoughts on that, man. Like you said, the decline of music.
I don't know. There's almost like a leveling to it all when it comes to the control of forms of media, right? It's like a leveling of a playing field. What we're working with now at this point, with the pie being sliced in so many ways, the cream always still rises to the top.
Amen,
Right.
baby. Hold on a second. Hold on a
I
second.
gotta believe that.
I gotta hit him with the. He said it. I gotta hit him with.
Unjustifiably in a position that I'd rather not be in, but the cream will rise to the top. Oh yeah.
Oh man, man! I had to play the clip. I'm sorry.
That's gold, man.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, we got clips loaded and ready to go.
I like to believe that. I want to believe that still. I think that's the truth. But there's a lot of distractions out there. A lot of people get caught up in paying attention to people that they necessarily shouldn't.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people playing a griff,
Oh yeah.
trying to just be something that they're really not, just to make money off of the people that enjoy that thing. I've met some people on the road like that. It was fascinating. I won't say who.
No. We'll save
I'm
that
not
for
like
another.
that.
Yeah, we'll save
But,
that for another time.
It's important to know that quality of character and be able to distinguish yourself. You don't want to be that, so don't be acting in any forms of that.
And see, this is how I think that like you are exactly where you're supposed to be, because the philosophies and the moralities that Up Church talks about, and that same example, like genuine 100% authenticity To me, authenticity is a new currency, and people are becoming wise to individuals who are not authentic, and they can sense that shit, and they will decide it's no longer going to be how can they keep their attention. It's going to be how real is this motherfucker? You know, I want to know who this person really is.
Yeah. Is it really coming from their heart?
Right.
So here, I'll go back to I'm sitting on my couch, all that, you know. I'm like, hell yeah, let's do this. Okay. Your audition was going to be this date. I think it was like January 7th, January 8th or 9th.
It happened quick. I know that.
Oh, it was like a week and a half turnaround. And I got a list about 15 songs, and I was really becoming fully aware of how much I really didn't know about Ryan. How much because this is what's crazy is because I found out about Ryan like the same time I joined my country band. And I was like, dude, this guy is crazy. He just like called out Luke Combs and shit. And and made fun of Kane Brown in a music video.
Oh, you're talking about was it fuck
and
it?
So,
said fuck it?
Yes.
Said
Yeah,
fuck it, yep.
yeah. And I was just like, wow. And then I started kind of digging into some of the vlogs he was putting up, some of the beef and stuff. And I was like, he's pointing out things that make way too much sense. And then, you know, seeing how big he was. And then I found out the lore a little bit more through the grapevine.
Please tell me you watched the Gobble Saga. You know about the Gobble Saga?
I don't know. No, it doesn't ring a bell.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, sorry, a side note. But.
You know, I start hearing more through Nate, and what he's doing. Hearing about that through the grapevine and everything, you know, finding out that he turned down these big $1 million contracts, you know, or whatever, from Big Machine, trying to buy his catalog and all that stuff. So a year prior to all this, about a year and a half prior to all of this, I quit my country band, which is, in my opinion, our biggest band in this area in Central Illinois. They have 16,000+ followers or whatever on Facebook.
Hell yeah.
Play every weekend wherever they want to. We put out original music. I put out original music with them. But they're a cover band, and that's what they do.
Right.
And they're all doing really well in their own lives with the jobs that they've invested in. You know what I mean? Their lives. They've got families. And we opened up for Tracy Lawrence at the Devon Lakeshore Amphitheater in Decatur, Illinois. And it was for
Decatur?
3,000 people were there. We killed it. It was amazing. And then I had to go back and swing a hammer on Monday. And it drove me nuts, man. So
dude, I'd imagine,
I made this really hard decision of I'm going to stop doing this, start over, and create my own band. And once I got a bunch of these guys in the same room with me, it was February of 2023, I want to say, and I showed them the Municipal video, the whole concert. I'm like, look, this guy right here. Look at Ryan. Not necessarily his music, but
just look
the
what
attitude, the independent attitude, the thing that I've always been about. It's something I did I've learned, you know, along the way, listening to like Joe Rogan and guys like that who said, you know, I mean, early Joe Rogan. Right. I'm never selling this to anybody else. Why would I? Look what it's became. And that was like in like episodes like 600, 700, you know, and that's when it started to really blow up or whatever. And you realize if you win, here's the proof right here. If you win, if you gain the audience's respect, you gain people's respect, and you have these numbers, then they can't deny you. These outside entities that control everything, they can't deny.
They'll do everything they can to try to silence you, but
they'll do everything.
I'm so That's so refreshing to hear you say that, man. And because that's my philosophy on it. It's like if somebody's interested in giving you millions of dollars for something that you've created, it's obviously worth millions of dollars. Why would you give up? Why would I look? I can make the million myself, or I can like owe a record company the money. Like
Right.
to me, people don't realize that that's the difference between a performer and an artist. That's the difference to me, is that an artist is going to understand that their art, it's priceless, right?
Yes.
It's priceless. It doesn't matter if they made $5 off of it or $5 million off of the song. If it's true art, it's priceless.
Right.
To me, anyway. Like what I create, I would never want to sell to a label.
Dude, it's a hard thing getting into that. We get into it maybe a little later, but like, yeah, I mean,
we'll have to bring you.
I go back and forth with like music philosophies and ownership and things like that because my journey has been one that is a spiritual journey, and that's kind of what's like so crazy about this, man. For me, is that I never saw that it was going to be that. Never thought it was going to be that, and for a year later, to be almost a year later, sitting on my couch.
But see, I think
things aren't going. I mean, I was getting ready to record with my band, record myself and everything. We had really worked on the material that I had been writing for years. And then this happened, and I'm like, man, I can't turn this down, guys. This is kind of crazy.
I think. See, here's the thing. I think you knew. I think you knew that it was coming. Maybe just not in this capacity. Because if you're talking about your journey being a spiritual one, I think you know that, like, you put the work in, and you were blessed because of the work.
No, I mean, like, downright did not believe in woo-woo shit for a long time in my life. I was very atheistic growing up. Really did not.
I went through it for a while, yeah, for sure.
Was really unhappy with really what I see. I was upset with God. Just pissed off.
Right.
That life is the way it is. And yeah, by the time all of this started happening, it was just like, damn, man, we're really full circle. I mean, I've already been there for about 6 years or so, maybe longer. But yeah, it's wild, man. The things that you speak into the world really do matter.
Thank
you. It really, really do matter.
Dude, even though my heart's so happy saying that.
Even though words are just words. Actions
power,
are most important thing. But what you do say, it especially what you're saying to yourself, what you're saying to yourself about yourself to everyone else. You know,
I'm so glad you said that.
You don't need to say a lot most of the time.
Right. I'm so glad you said that, man. That I agree with you 100% on that, man. Words are powerful. They can make you believe things, whether it be bad or good. But they can make you believe things.
Yeah.
And if I'm not if you're not an example of what having a belief in, putting your faith into something, if that's not a good example, then look at me, man. I literally went from having everything to nothing to then coming back and fighting here. And now, I mean, look at where we're at, man. Like we're hanging out there with you. You know what I'm saying? We're doing cool shit too. And then, like, dude, we had such a good time hanging out with you backstage Taylorville, just getting to chop it up with you and the lady and learning about you personally, man. And that was a highlight for me. So,
dude, running into you guys, seeing familiar faces on the road makes we'll get into the tour part. That's what makes tour really fun. It makes it we get a little bit of normalcy out of that, even though it's kind of weird that y'all are following us and everything. No,
no, it's weird.
It is and it isn't though, because I'm a Deadhead and I've never gone on tour with the Dead, but I completely understand that people just full on or have gone after the chase of the shows, and that's what's really crazy, about a Dead show. No Dead show's the same,
Right.
It's a crazy jam, wild, nonsense having event. You could say the same about a Ryan Upchurch show sometimes, like it's no show is the same. He loves to pull audibles,
I can attest to this, man, because every time that I went to a show and hung out with you guys after the show, it was always something crazy and different happening. Always something. I think was it Moline? You guys were out riding around on the scooters and shit, and then that was when I had my daughter. We went backstage, and it was just really cool. That was when, I think you guys were just kind of hanging out, but and then we'll talk more about it. But the the Milwaukee show, was crazy, dude.
Yeah,
the rave,
yeah, the rave,
the pool, the haunted pool.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. All right, so you do the audition. What's the audition like? Are you nervous? Talk a little bit about that.
Second most nervous event I've ever had or ever been through in my life, for sure. The most nervous thing I've ever done in my life for music was auditioning for a jazz school in Ohio.
Oh shit, jazz school, bro. Jazz, you can't fuck with jazz heads, bro. They're serious.
Dude, I was pale white, shitting myself going in this audition. It was a transfer school. My music teachers are telling me I was so not ready, saying they're gonna drop this on you, and I'm like, man, if they drop that on me or that on me, I'm fucked. If they really make me sight read and make me try to actually play these notes off the page, it's gonna be bad because I'm not good at that. I can read, but I can't play it and read very well at all. And I aced that, but I didn't get into school because of other circumstances. But that prepared me, and that happened like 14 years ago or something like that.
You already knew going into it. You're like, I kind of have an idea what to expect.
Well, I worked my ass off, but you never know what people are expecting. And this is, Ryan is definitely the most famous person, if you want to say that, I've ever met. At the time, I guess, I guess now we ran into Brantley Gilbert on tour. That was kind of fucking weird.
Yeah, like I said, I just ran into Brantley Gilbert. Whatever. He was there.
Whatever. Stone Temple Pilots. So accidentally almost walked into their trailer because I thought it was ours, and I was like, ah! And then I fanboyed out, and I'm like, you guys are great.
STP, let's go.
It was sick. It was sick. But
that's awesome, dude.
I get to the jam room or whatever. I walk in. Ryan turns around. What's up, Skin? And I'm just like, what's up?
Is that
Ryan?
the shit when Ryan just looks at you and goes, "What's up, Skin?" You're like,
yeah.
What's up, Skin?
What's up, Ryan? What's up, dude? Yeah, it was just crazy. I think I was the first one there. Maybe Ethan was there first. I can't remember. But we jammed, and then I think we hung out after that, doing a little vibe check and all that, and the vibe was right. The vibe was right. I want to talk about the YouTube rabbit holes that we went down within that first little hangout, but I'm not going to.
You gotta hang out with us,
it
bro.
was just like I was just like looking at Ryan and then looking back at Molly and looking at Ethan. I'm just like, this is getting fucking weird, man, because this is all way too lining up. Like I'm like, yeah, dude, this is my guy. Like I know
divine intervention, baby. That's God
we're
telling you,
exactly
man.
on the same page here, basically. Like, yep, shit's going wrong. Look at this timestamp.
Right.
Just going down silly rabbit holes like that. But then the next day we at this point they stopped being auditions within after the day. And they just started turning in right straight into rehearsals.
Right.
And that's what's really fun about Molly and Ethan is that Ryan is the slight oddball when it comes to the creative side of things. He's got something else he's working on, and then he
Dude, his
figures out
brain
a
doesn't
way to
stop,
present
dude.
it to us.
That dude's brain never stops.
Well, he's doing the same things that I do and that most people do that are trying to perfect themselves. You go forward, you try this thing, you try that thing, that don't work, I don't like that didn't work. You learn, you build, your skills build, and but yeah, that second night, man, he just blew me away, man. He goes, "Do you want to play Gibson Flying V?" And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, dude!" And then he's like, "Yo, Rip," and he told Rip to went to the house and grabbed it.
That's
Immediately
what
came
church
running back
does.
with it. Damn thing was in like 2 steps down, heavy. He's like, I think that thing's in like deathcore metal tuning, man. You're
Church
gonna
was
have to fix
playing it in that tuning.
Yeah,
Let's go.
super low. It was super low.
It's like tune it to B, baby. We're going down to
It was
B.
It was in C. It was in C. It
Oh,
wasn't
shit.
B, but we weren't getting into Slipknot territory. But
Okay.
I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. And then, I mean, he had already started we started dropping songs on me that weren't on my list and stuff within those 2 days, of course, songs I hadn't worked on or played. And I think one of them was Dirty Elvis and Roost and Animal. Yeah. And Ethan knew him more than me. Ethan is the guy who does know Ryan's music way more than any of us in the rest of the band, honestly.
Hell yeah. He seems super chill, dude. Ethan seems like a super chill guy.
Dude, he's the best, man. Like, there's nothing that breaks him. He's always just like, all right, what are we doing?
He's a real man.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. Real quick, Dak said, I've never heard of Upchurch till now. Well, you should probably go check out Upchurch. You know what? Just go to the YouTube, leave this video, type in Upchurch, and you can thank me later. But here's a little bit about him.
Maybe that's it. Maybe he is an intergalactical shapeshifter from a different dimension. Like Alex Jones said. Maybe that's why Upchurch is always shitting on Alex Jones. Maybe he's covering up something. Yeah. Who wants to help me put this conspiracy together?
Just saying.
That's my friend right there.
Right?
Yeah, that's
Dude, man, he's so funny, man. Like when the first time he ever hit me up, man, he sends you this goofy video, just like some of the wackiest stuff, and you just like you don't even know how to respond to it. You're like,
we just sat there and laughed for like 5 minutes.
We just laughed, dude. Like you just, yeah.
Yeah, you definitely do a lot of that, and I mean, so. But anyways, just to finish that story. He looked at me. I don't know how at one point though, and he handed me back the V, and said, "Here, take that home with you." There it is.
Yep, let's go.
It's been here with me since. Played it on tour, the whole tour, man. He's that was big for me, man. That's the most valuable guitar I own. I never have had guitars worth more than $800,
Right.
I mean, like, aftermarket parts and stuff, you get the total up way higher, but yeah, I mean, basically the setup for this tour was me getting to my most professional, honestly, equipment wise and stuff like that. But I've always prided myself on you don't need the most expensive equipment to be a good guitar player. Right. But yeah, man, it's like he knew at that point. He knew already within 2 days of what all three of us were going to do with him, or knew the potential. And him and Bilu, so I know, already started scheming in their minds back and forth of
they were probably doing it day one.
What their plans were for us, and what the plan was for the tour, and growing with them this past year has been unreal, man. It's just been unreal.
For sure.
Just seeing your growth from the municipal to Taylorville.
Oh, dude, how comfortable you are. And like,
And-
okay, so, all right. So you're in the band. All right, we're in the band. We're doing vibe checks. Everybody's happening. The first show comes, municipal, baby. The lights are red. You hear everybody go, oh, and the curtain drops, baby. What happens, man? Tell me what's going on in your brain at that point.
Well, I start the song before the curtain drops. I also end up being the one. We don't know this until like day of, or maybe the night prior. I don't know. It's just how things go when you have a small crew, figuring out logistics of everything.
Yeah.
Kalani was the one who pulled the curtain trigger that night. I had to cue him.
Kalani.
I'm playing Dirty Elvis's riff. And then I look at Kalani and I gave him a big old hair headbang or whatever, hair whip, and then he dropped it and it came down. As soon as that dude, there were no
because you
goosebumps
haven't
anymore.
really haven't had that view of the crowd yet. Like,
oh no, I've never played for that many people. In 3,000 was the most people I had played for. To that point, I tell you that what really helped was going out around the bowl at the top and watching Broadneck start us.
Hell yeah, dude! Next, baby, shout out Next.
Nax just came out and was swinging, and no like
Nax.
offense to the crowd or anything, but like sometimes the game mindset that you kind of have. I'm very competitive, so I like to think of myself as it's me versus you, and you're not gonna get me, motherfucker. Like this is
that's how it goes, bro. You gotta do that.
I ain't afraid of y'all. No, you're not gonna get me. I'm gonna get up there. I'm gonna perform, and watching Nax get up there and do it was what helped me. Once we were settled in, I mean, we were playing and we were just getting through it. And that show was wild,
What was really cool about that show was the connection that you all made with the audience. When Church brought everybody up to dance, right? He brought the couples up and the lights were perfect. And
that was a reunion. That was a reunion for him with his fans. Yeah. Honestly, and when I look back at it now, like that's why it turned into a 3-hour show.
At some point along the way, I took a mushroom gummy and it got wild, but it was a wild experience, man. Again, the connection. I remember when you all started playing Holler Boys, bro. I just put my hand around Cardiac's shoulder, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I shed some tears, and we fucking sang our ass off, baby. And like it was the energy, the vibe in that place was just something that I've never experienced before. Not because of the mushrooms, but because of it was just a really good vibe, man. Like,
yeah,
everybody, and it was crazy because like everybody had kind of disappeared, and then you all played Rolling Stone, and I was like, fuck yeah. And then I was like, wait, I don't have any weed. And then the guy next to me is like, taps me on the shoulder and he hands me this fucking joint. And then we're like, it's just like, it's every time we've been to a show, it has worked out so perfectly. Like when we went down to Nashville, we rolled into Cheatham. You could just feel the energy. And then everything about that weekend was we had it planned out. Nothing went according to plan, but it all worked out perfectly. We hung out with Church Friday night. And real quick, I got to tell you the story because when you talk about the Flying V, and it's just a testament to who the individual is, Ryan. That Friday night we were there, I was explaining to him that my daughter is a Mac Miller fan, and I didn't even know who the hell. I didn't know she knew who Mac Miller was, and so she asked me. It was like for Easter. Hey, Dad, can I get a Mac Miller vinyl for Easter? Yeah, sure, I'll get you one. So I just told this story to Church because my daughter's a big fan of his, and he's like, yo, hey Rip, I got one of them. Just like he said, yo, hey Rip, do I got one of them unopened Mac Miller vinyls in the house? He's like, yeah, I think you do. He's like, bet. So then Church walked all the way into the house, got the vinyl, brought it back, gave it to me to give to my daughter. So I've got a picture of me and Church holding it, and then my daughter and I holding it that I sent to Church. And again, it's just a testament to who the guy is, dude.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean. So when I start hearing or seeing and reading shit online, I get pissed. I'm the one who starts getting offended.
Yep.
Man, because I'm like, but luckily I've got good people around me. They don't let me go bark my chihuahua bark off, or whatever. Because man, I've spent too much time with the guy. Like, you don't know him like I do. Like, and
It drives me nuts when people say shit and you're just like, you have no fucking clue. You have
This
you have
is
no
so,
fucking clue.
like, I get it. He's a confusing guy. He can,
No, people just
but like,
people,
damn, man.
people, they just can't understand. They just can't grasp it, man. It's for whatever
They don't
reason.
know when he's joking. They don't know when he's serious. And they don't care to. So it's like it's silly. And
Now,
then,
let
but
me
then
ask
some
you
people
this.
do care. It's just silly.
Let me ask you this, because somebody who spent a lot of time with him and hung out with him a lot. I've always, and I know him too, but I there's two different people. There's Ryan, and then there's Upchurch. Do you think that same thing? Like when he's dialed in and doing his thing, and the music's flowing, and he's vibing, and that's Upchurch, right? When he's doing his thing, he's making his videos. That's Upchurch. And then you got Ryan, the goofy, playful guy who just loves people and wants to have a good time.
Honestly, no, man. I don't.
No?
I see him like a normal human being.
Well, yeah, no, I get that. I just say like,
no, I mean, like when he's doing his things, he's going through different. Yeah, he's got to be different forms of himself. Sure.
right, okay.
But like, I mean,
It's almost like
I don't
he
know.
channels something.
I think about myself when it comes to like performing and stuff. I usually try to be pretty calm and not talkative before a show, even though I'm probably running around back and forth with a bunch of fucking things going through my head. Of did I take care of this? Did that get taken care of? Have we looked out for that thing? But from everything I can tell, he's just always in the moment, and it's always genuine, and it's always real. When we definitely at the municipal is when you get to see the brilliance. That's when he really turned it on. What you're describing. Really, what I see it as is this fucking star power, man. Just
It's like he's channeling some superpower, man.
Unique ability to just really be there in the moment, and everything that he said at the municipal, in basically everything that he said always on stage. Yeah. I've always said to myself, I'm like, damn, man, like, how does he just say everything right? He doesn't push things too far, and but he keeps the crowd laughing and telling jokes. He's doing stand-up comedy and music all at the same time, and most people don't realize that. But he's also trying, especially with this tour, man, he's trying to put his heart there too and try to connect, especially playing having a better message for everybody.
The tune in tour.
Yeah. I mean, he said it multiple times about how much he's more grown up, more of an adult, a lot less wild than he used to be. I'm the same way. I'm 31. He's 32. I was I could tell you the craziest wild ass stories that happened just here at home myself, and maybe a couple police officers know about it, but
we'll save that for the members content. But it's like he channels, and it's you said it perfectly, living in the moment, man. And I think Church has figured out the sauce of life, and I think that's not only why he's so successful, but why he does what he does. And I truly believe he channels some kind of being from past the stars, man. Like he's got a song from past the stars, right? Like he talks about it. He talks about how, he's from a different planet, right? He talks like, I just think he's just discovered the sauce for life, and he's figured out how to channel some kind of like supernatural
Right.
powers, man.
Right. Well, I feel like everybody that's on the spiritual journey
Right.
that knows that there's actually a spiritual war being waged,
Right.
and that you want to be on the good side. Once you are there on that side and you really have embraced it, these things like start to manifest in life for you, and these principles, these ideas, these thoughts. So like this right here is a book called Remember, Be Here Now by Ram Dass. It came out in the 70s. This is
I'm gonna
like
check
the
that out,
connection.
dog.
This is the connection between Eastern and Western philosophy like no other. And that's, I mean,
I'm gonna
that
check that out.
doctrine of just be in the moment, be here, because the past and the future, that shit is causing you anxiety, man. There's no need for
He's
it.
just saying that.
Right?
What was I just saying? I look.
2 days ago.
This
I
is what
struggle
I
with
said,
it
bro.
too, man.
I
struggle with
said
it every day.
if you live too much in the past, you live with regret. If you live too much in the future, you live with anxiety. You have to be here in the present moment because it's literally the only thing that we have that exists.
Yeah.
That's like the whole stream Friday was about. No lie.
Oh God, this feels good to have conversations with good people, man. See, look, and again, we're sitting here having this conversation. There's a reason for this. This is where we're supposed to be, right in the moment. I freaking love it. Okay, we're gonna wrap this up in a handful of minutes, but I want to talk a little bit about. Okay, so we can have you on again and talk more about the whole tour if you want. But I want to talk about we talked about that first show. Let's talk about this last show because it was something special for you. Shout out Illinois, boys. I'm just saying, baby, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
But let's talk a little bit about Taylorville, and because there was a lot that happened there with Church and Adam and all that whole thing, and then you had this really awesome moment on stage. Talk about that, please.
About the moment.
Yeah, where you got to kind of get on the mic and say what was going on with you.
Yeah, I still got that song.
Yeah, grab that.
So my coworker Jake,
yeah,
he showed up with this sucker. We were in Taylorville, but we had been talking about it because we knew that it was on the list. Right before I quit, I think like February 13th or 15th or something like that.
I love that. He said right before I quit. That's beautiful, man.
We were talking about it, and yeah, man, it was such a crazy time, man. It has just been. I mean, yeah, me and Jake we've done shit nobody wanted to do at the company for like years, you know. So we've been through hell, doing things that nobody else wants to do, climbing up on roofs that nobody else want to climb on. And he knows that I've been playing music, doing that thing, and then this happens. It was wild. So he showed up with that sign, and then somebody got close with it, and I was like, "Come on, let me see that." I couldn't hold back anymore. I wanted to tell everybody there because how close we were. That was 30 minutes from where we're at right now.
Right,
where I'm at right now.
It was down the road from your house,
Illinois. Yeah, I mean, I ran track meets out in Taylorville, all through high school. Been through there many times.
So you know the mud park really well, then?
I don't know the mud park very well.
Okay.
I've got a buddy who is a motocross guy. He's ridden out there for years and years. But that's not my first time, or that's my first time being out there. Okay. And the only other time I almost got close to being out there was my little brother didn't want to drive home drunk, and he might not have been 21, allegedly, and I don't know. And it happened to be a Ryan Upchurch show.
Which one was that back in 2020?
And he called me. He's like, "Come pick me up." I don't remember what year it was, but it was before COVID, I think.
That's funny.
And so me and him were laughing this year about that memory.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's funny, man. Church has kind of been in my life, you know.
Well, it's just
for a minute,
you
but
said earlier that full circle, right? It's the full circle coming around, and all that tells me you are exactly where God wants you to be, man. That's what that.
Dude, all this. I'm maybe a sadomasochist or something, but I believe suffering is good.
No, I do.
No, no.
You are a beautiful individual.
If you can reflect on your suffering and learn from it, it is everything you need to be prepared for this world. Because when you can really embrace all that and then understand that you've learned something, that there's just no stopping.
Amen,
Like,
baby.
Yeah, like that's the full circle.
You
for
got
me.
me
It's just
supercharged,
like,
dude. Your energy's
let's
got me
go,
supercharged,
dude.
baby.
Let's go, God. Let's
Let's
go.
go.
You and me. Let's
Hell
do
yeah.
this. We're
Yes.
we're freaking we're figuring it out. I don't know.
I love it, dude. That's amazing to me. Like
It's tough, man.
This might be the best podcast we've had yet, man.
But
yeah.
I said on stage or whatever to everybody that I got to put down my hammer and stop being a carpenter because of Ryan, and that is fully the truth. I've been scouting out some jobs though here recently. Gonna go doing some swinging, but that's something that I talked about with Foreman in the past. He's like, I wish I could just choose when I want to go to work, and my hand's gonna be forced, I think, this fall and for a little bit. Gotta keep living, but
that's okay, man.
I've been living my dream, so that's the thing, man. So,
and it's not. I mean, and that's the other thing too, man. Like, it keeps you humble. It keeps you where you need to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
100%. Yeah, the timing of everything is very important. The fact that it took this long for me to make it outside of my small pond at 31, I think it's perfect, because if I was 20, 21 or 23 or whatever, no, I might have the guitar abilities, but I really no, that guy was not ready to go on tour.
I can relate to that, man. I'm 38 and I feel like I'm finally understanding it, and it took me a long time to get there, and I am a little older, but dude, as long as you figure it out at any part of your life, that's the important thing, man. Whether you're 20 or whether you're 45, 50, dude, I mean, go for it. You have to have passion behind something, man. You can't just
everything that you're doing right now pays off in 5 years.
Agreed. It really does.
You have that, and you don't realize that until 5 years later, man.
I've been doing YouTube for 6 years, and I've had to start a new channel. A bunch of crap, won't go into it, but this channel is the biggest channel that I've had. The growth has been insane over the year. The people that I've met and talked to and hung out with and spent time with is something I never thought I'd do in my life, and it's all because I decided to not give the fuck up and keep pushing. And God has blessed me with people like Cardiac, and I call you a friend now. I mean, it's it's a blessing, dude, to get to do this, man. Yo, Ty, dude, thank you so much. Is there anything you want to finish up, add to the conversation before we get out of here today, man? Before we
last thoughts. I don't know. That's tough. Put me on the spot. See, Ryan would have something to say.
See, he does that to me all the time. You got something to say? Oh man, put me on the spot.
Pew, 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 pew. I love it, man.
Just for everybody, a good message. World's tough, man. It's always gonna be. Keep your head up. Never give up. There are a lot of people that depend on you that you don't even realize.
Yes.
And believe in that every day.
And I really like what you said about embracing the bad things, being thankful for the pain, having gratitude for pain, because pain teaches you something and reminds you that you exist and that you're here and that your healing is working. That's what it reminds me.
Yes. So. Yeah, I mean, don't intentionally stay in it.
right. No, for sure. But understand that like you can learn from it. It's a good thing.
And if you're watching somebody who you feel like they're intentionally going through it, be there for them as much as you can. Don't let them drag you down, but understand they are going through that. And however long it's going to take them to get through it, you don't have the right or knowledge or anything to decide when that stops. It's a horrible thing. All you can do is just try to help people in this world, but you can't force them to change.
Amen, man. I'm into that. Real quick, holograms in the chat. She just wanted to say, love you, Ty. Thanks for a great summer.
Thank you. She's
a lot of
amazing.
fun. Oh yeah, dude, she gave me a ticket for the Milwaukee show, and then
Well,
real quick, we'll talk about that real quick for you on the show. That was really cool how we got to go down in the pool, Mac Miller's signature, and then get to sit and watch you guys perform 2 songs right in that pool.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, dude. Actually, 2 of my buddies got to come down with me. And that was like, that my buddy Zach, who I talked about earlier, and my buddy Tyler, who I've known for so long, for them to be there, seeing that, and because that was their first show, their only show of the tour, they got to really see how amazingly special everything I'm doing in my life is, and it was super awesome moment to share that with everybody down there, right? Like,
I'll send you the videos. I know that B Loose was down there filming a bunch of shit, but I've got some a Loose video I'll send you, and I may or may not have heard something about a music video, and maybe your boy might be there.
Yeah, the Dixielanders, they're on their way. The Dixielanders are on their way. So.
Did you hear me in Taylorville when I was like, Ty, you sexy son of a bitch?
I think I heard you say some things a few times.
Okay. All right. I'm a loudmouth. There was one really cool moment in Milwaukee too, where you guys were doing, which is Cardiac's favorite version of No Title, the live version of No Title. Way to go and add your beautiful, sexy guitar work on that thing.
Dude, I'm everybody in that. We're just going off. Yes. Ethan's playing the keys. Just going hard like he's Beethoven, and fucking Molly at the end. She's playing over the measures with her fills and beats and everything. It's pretty wild.
So right before church goes, Kalani on the beat, motherfucker. It was so cool because Kalani was so close. I looked up at Kalani and he had to have felt my energy because he looked down right back at me, and I was just like, Kalani on the beat, motherfucker, because I want people to know that dude is just as instrumental in everything that goes on than
he's our 5th Beatle, man.
That's
he's
what
the
I'm saying.
5th Beatle.
That's what
he's
I'm
amazing,
saying.
Dude. Kalani is the best, dude. With the first day I met Kalani, bro, back before the municipal show. It was like a week or so before. We spoke for about an hour and a half total that day, and the conversation was just excellent. I love that guy. I mean, yeah, dude, he's amazing. Kalani is the tour would not have gone as well without him. Man.
Well, I think in honor of him, as we wrap this up and before we say goodbye to everybody, shout out to Kalani.
My neck redder cause the system try to choke me out. They must not have heard I'm the warrior of the rural south. Grew up putting coke cans in the tire of my bike so I could pretend I was a cool motorcycle rider. I got Barbie on my Harley now. Your boy ain't tapping out. I'ma keep it swinging till I'm old gray and can barely yell. Flow so known, you see the now when I spit and tell, encrypted with logistic L. You fire a shot, I heard the sound. I'm a killer, but don't treat me like a clown. The it factor gonna stab any rapper back down to the ground. Who the fuck wanted with big bad?
Kalani on the beat, motherfucker. Sorry. I love Kalani. That dude, it's so funny. I get to talk to Kalani about dad shit. That's what's cool about Kalani.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But Ty, thank you for hanging out with us tonight, dude. Seriously, hopefully this is just the first of many, man. You, mi casa es tu casa. You are more than welcome here, dude. We're Illinois boys. We're family, bro.
Let's go.
And
boys from Illinois.
Hologram want to know one thing. She want to know what your favorite experience on the road was.
Real quick as we go out, what was it?
A favorite experience on the road. That's tough. But if I'm gonna really just do the highlight on it, I mean, that crowd surf in Michigan was fucking.
Let's
sick,
go!
Man. Let's go.
That was dope.
Well, with that being said, guys,
wild,
Ty, if you gotta go, cool. If you want to hang for a second, we'll chat before we, say bye. I'm gonna end the show real quick. I'm gonna do the intro as an outro for you, so we'll get to see you crowd surfing that beautiful moment, my man.
Right,
Ty, thank you so much. This is gonna be the first of many, man. I can't wait to hang out with you again in next tour, and I'll be down in Nashville at some point here really soon. Talk with Leroy as well. I know Church has talked about getting together and doing some stuff and stuff, so you'll be seeing me soon, my friend.
All right. Cool.
Thank you, Ty, man. Everybody show some love for Ty as we close this out, man. And like I said, if you got to go, cool. If not, hang tight for a second. Everybody, go check out Ty, man. Follow him on socials. Follow his YouTube channel. Follow him on Instagram. We'll start dropping all those links. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
I am the one you need to watch for. I am the one who feels the day gone. I am a danger to myself, so don't go poking me. Let's go shake somebody else. Man hands smashed 1,000 scars deep. Baptized brown water from small creeks. Walk on fire, but I'm bathing in ashes. Yeah, I ain't shit, but right now I feel like dirty Elvis. Dirty Elvis.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, I really like that part where it's just him in that like corner of the screen where he's fucking jamming and his name pops up. That's pretty sick. Anyway, Cardiac, dude, Ty kicks ass. Can I just say that?
Yes, he does. He kicks major
He's
ass.
so fucking cool.
I think I got the right link for the Instagram.
All right, Cardiac's going to be dropping links, guys. Thank you to everybody who came out. Thank you, Cardiac, for hanging out with us. Thank you for everything you do to
Yes,
this
thank
channel,
you.
man. You are a motherfucking saint. I appreciate you. I don't care what Ty says about you, man. I think you're all right. But anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with us on this episode. I believe episode 12. I
Yes.
think? Something like that.
Episode 12.
You guys are fucking amazing, man. We're gonna leave with some clips, man. We'll catch you on the next one. Remember, everybody, stay nuclear.
Do what? Fucking shit. Be loose. Yo, be loose.
Hey, where the fuck? Where's the Is he around here somewhere? I have a tampon to give him. I used one out of my vagina.
Look, a moth. Yo, Bree, look at this flickery ass moth I just caught.
Well, that's where I see things just a little differently. Contract or no, I will not bow to any sponsor.
Well, they say all good things come to an end.
What's that got to do with this show?
Good night and party on!
Party on, Wayne. Party on, Garth.